If you've just signed up for GoHighLevel and opened the dashboard for the first time, there's a good chance you're wondering where to start. GoHighLevel can manage your contacts, email, SMS, calendars, sales pipelines, websites, funnels, automations, payments, and much more. But here's the mistake I don't want you to make. Don't try to set up everything today. You don't need a complicated automation. You don't need 10 different pipelines. And you definitely don't need to understand every button inside GoHighLevel before you can start using it. Instead, there are 7 things I recommend setting up first. Once these are done, you'll have the foundation of your GoHighLevel account ready, and then you can start building the more advanced parts of your marketing system later. I'm going to show you each one step by step. Let's get started. The first thing we need to do is make sure the basic information for our business is correct. Once you're inside your GoHighLevel account, go to Settings. This is where you'll find the main configuration options for your account. Start by checking your business information. Make sure your business name is correct. Check your business email. Add your phone number. Check your address if it's relevant to your business. And pay particular attention to your time zone. That might sound like a small detail, but your time zone affects things such as appointments, automated messages, and scheduled campaigns. You want GoHighLevel operating in the same time zone as your business. You'll also see options for things such as your website and company information. Don't worry about configuring every setting you see here. Right now, we're simply making sure GoHighLevel knows who your business is. The second thing you need to understand is the difference between your agency account and your sub-account. This is one of the areas that can confuse beginners, but it's actually pretty simple. Think of the agency account as the top level. This is where you manage the overall GoHighLevel account. Then underneath that, you have sub-accounts. A sub-account normally represents an individual business. So if you're using GoHighLevel for your own company, your business will normally operate inside one sub-account. If you're running an agency and eventually have 10 clients, you could potentially have a separate sub-account for each client. Each one can have its own contacts, calendars, pipelines, workflows, and marketing assets. The research tutorials demonstrate this same relationship, with individual businesses being managed from separate sub-accounts beneath the agency account. For this tutorial, we're going to spend most of our time inside the sub-account because that's where the actual marketing system for our business is going to live. Agency level manages the bigger account. Sub-account level manages the individual business. Once you understand that distinction, GoHighLevel becomes much easier to navigate. Step 3 is setting up your user account and team. Go into settings and find the section for your users or staff. If you're working alone, you may only need yourself here. If you have employees, salespeople, or other team members, this is where you can add them. You'll also be able to control what different users can access. For example, somebody handling appointments may not need access to every administrative area of your account. For now, make sure your own user is correctly connected to the business you're setting up. This becomes particularly important when we create calendars, because GoHighLevel needs to know which team member an appointment should be assigned to. The research shows that calendar setup can fail if no eligible team member has been assigned to the sub-account. So this is worth doing before creating the calendar. Once that's done, we can move on. Step 4 is getting your communication channels ready. One of the biggest advantages of GoHighLevel is that conversations from different parts of your business can be brought into one place. That might include email, SMS, and other communication channels depending on how you've configured your account. For this initial setup, don't feel that you need to connect everything. Start with the channels your business will actually use. If email is going to be part of your marketing, make sure your email services are configured. If you're planning to use SMS or phone calls, you'll also need to configure the relevant phone services. You can come back later and build more advanced messaging systems. At this stage, our goal is simply to make sure GoHighLevel has the infrastructure it needs to communicate with leads. And once people start contacting your business, you'll be able to manage those conversations from the conversation section. Now let's set up something almost every service business needs: a calendar. Go to calendars and then calendar settings. From here, create a new calendar. GoHighLevel gives you several different calendar types, but if you're a beginner, a basic personal booking calendar is normally enough to get started. Select the team member who will take the appointment. Give the calendar a clear name. For example, discovery call, free consultation, strategy session, or whatever makes sense for your business. Then choose how long the appointment should last. Maybe that's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 60 minutes. Next, set your availability. These are the days and times people are allowed to book with you. Then create your booking link. This gives you a URL that you can send directly to potential customers or add to a website or landing page. I also recommend connecting your existing Google or Outlook calendar. That allows GoHighLevel to take your existing availability into account and helps prevent double bookings. Once you've finished, preview the calendar yourself. Choose a date, choose a time, and make sure the booking process works exactly as you expect. That's our calendar ready. Next, we're going to set up the basic sales pipeline. Go to opportunities. A pipeline simply gives you a visual way of tracking where every potential customer is within your sales process. You don't need to overcomplicate this. For a simple service business, we might create stages such as new lead, contacted, appointment booked, proposal sent, won, lost. Your stages will depend on how your business works. The important thing is that when somebody becomes a lead, you can immediately see where they are in the sales process. Let's imagine somebody fills out a form on our website. They could enter the new lead stage. After we speak to them, they move to contacted. If they book an appointment, we move them to appointment booked. If they become a customer, we move them to won. Now, instead of having leads scattered across emails, spreadsheets, and notebooks, we have one place where we can see exactly what's happening. Later, we can automate a lot of this movement, but I wouldn't worry about that yet. Build the basic pipeline first. Automation comes after you understand the process you're trying to automate. Step 6 is making sure you can actually capture and manage a contact. Go to contacts. This is essentially the heart of your CRM. Every lead and customer you collect can have their own contact record. Inside that record, you can eventually see information such as their name, email address, phone number, tags, conversations, forms, appointments, and other activity. For now, let's create a test contact. I'm going to add myself. I'll enter a name, an email address, and a phone number if required. Now I have a real contact record that I can use to test the rest of the system. And this brings us to the final step. Test everything. This might be the most important part of the entire setup. Don't assume something works because you've configured it. Test it like a customer. Open your booking page, book an appointment. Check that the appointment appears inside GoHighLevel. Check your calendar. Open the contact record. Make sure the correct information has been stored. If you've connected email or another communication channel, send yourself a test message. If you already have a simple form, submit it and check that the contact appears correctly. You want to find problems now, not after you've started sending real traffic into the system. And that's really all I recommend setting up when you're first getting started. Let's quickly recap. First, configure your business information. Second, understand the difference between your agency account and your sub account. Third, make sure your user and team settings are correct. Fourth, configure the basic communication channels you'll actually use. Fifth, create your booking calendar. Sixth, build a simple sales pipeline and make sure your contacts are being stored correctly. And finally, test the entire setup yourself. Once you've completed those steps, you've built the foundation. From here, we can start adding more powerful systems. Landing pages, forms, email campaigns, automated follow-up, workflows, review requests, sales funnels, and eventually a complete marketing system where everything works together automatically. But don't make the mistake of trying to build all of that on your first day. Start with the foundation. Build one system, test it, then add the next piece. That's the easiest way to learn GoHighLevel without becoming overwhelmed. If you haven't created your GoHighLevel account yet, I've included my link below where you can check out the current trial offer. And if you sign up through my link, you'll also get access to my GoHighLevel Success System, which includes additional training and resources I've put together to help you get more from the platform. You'll find everything in the description below. And if you're following this GoHighLevel series, make sure you're subscribed, because in the next videos, we're going to take these individual parts and start turning them into a complete marketing system. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.